Even at a low level, Shadow Kaneshiro is a complete pushover. There isn't much that you need in order to beat this guy, but there are a few things that you could prepare to make it a lot easier. To fight him, these are my levels. My main character 21, Ryuji 20, On 21, Makoto 23. The reason why you want to use Ryuji and not Yusuke is because Yusuke is actually weak to fire, and one of the Piggytron's moves is Fire Elemental. So you should not use Yusuke at all in this fight. You could choose to use Morgana if you feel that you need the extra healing, but with the two girls here already, I feel like it's overkill. And On is a lot more useful because of Tarunda, and Makoto is also useful because of Rakukaja. So choosing to use Ryuji is mostly just for damage purposes and because he can at least survive an attack. Now, level 21 I feel like 21 is the most optimal level to beat this guy, but you could probably still beat him at an even lower level at level 20. I feel like it's actually possible. But the reason why 21 is the optimal level is because at level 21 you can fuse the two personas that we're gonna need for this fight. We're gonna need Orthrus and Shiki-Ouji. Now Shiki-Ouji is going to be your main persona for the first half of the fight, because in the first half Kaneshiro only uses physical and curse attacks. He also has an ability that causes fear, but we have something to deal with that later, and I'll talk about that. But if you have Shiki-Ouji, he is a complete pushover. The first half of the fight is not any problem whatsoever. Now Orthrus is here for the second half of the fight when he becomes Piggytron and he starts using some more fire attacks. And Orthrus I find is also the best damage that I can do while resisting his attacks. And not just resisting, but also draining the attacks, which means that your main character doesn't need to be healed. So Orthrus is going to be really important for that. Now, as for the equipment, very basic equipment, but interestingly enough, Kaneshiro is the first boss where we can actually use equipment specifically tailored to counter him. And what I mean by that is the use of the wild clogs. Now the wild clogs is an item that you can buy from the Sunday TV shopping channel, and the date that you can buy them is May 29th, and what they do is they makes the wearer fearless, so it allows you to resist fear, which is the main status ailment that Kaneshiro tries to inflict on you during his first form. Now, when you buy the wild clogs, you get 2 of them, and they can come in handy in this fight. If you did not buy them, that's okay, it's perfectly fine, you don't need them. The wild clogs are more of a win more condition rather than a necessity, and you could definitely just fight through the fear because it's not even that powerful. But if you have them, I would use them. The other accessory that we equip on everyone is the Ignis ring. The Ignis ring for Ryuji because he is he's going to be taking the most damage from fire. On is naturally resistant. We have Orthrus for the main character, and Makoto has Rakukaja, so I will be using Rakukaja on Makoto, and that means Ryuji on the Ignis ring is able to reduce fire at a medium level, which is nice. And I also had a Crimson ring for Makoto, which reduces fire low, and you'll be able to get these rings from, I think you could just buy them from the shop, or you could find them in mementos and other dungeons. They're not that rare. And actually, the only other thing you need it for items is the spotlight. And what we're going to be doing is, all you need is one, but if you want to make the first phase even easier, is you just use the spotlight on your main character who has Shiki-Ouji equipped, and then Kaneshiro seriously just will not do anything during the first half of the fight, and everything will be super easy. You might also need to get some relax gels, which cures fear. So if you find that fear is a little annoying and you don't have the wild clogs, you can buy a few of these. Also buy a few Nohar M's to cure burn, because your party members can get burned, but again, just like fear, I would just ignore it. It's not even that big of a deal. But enough talking, let's get into the fight. Okay, to begin with Shadow Kaneshiro, first thing you should probably do is start buffing your main character. You can go ahead and have Ryuji Tarukaja him and have him Tarukaja Ryuji. The reason for that is just to make the fight a little faster. And you want the spotlight on your main character as well, so go ahead and equip that Shiki-Ouji, and as you can see, nothing is going to hurt you. I also have the wild clogs on my main character. The problem is, well, it doesn't null fear, so there is a chance that you could get hit by it, but well, even if you have the fear, it doesn't really matter too much. Once you get your Tarukaja buffs on your characters, then just go all out during the first phase. It really doesn't matter. You don't need to get any more buffs. You could if you want, but honestly, he's not even that big of a threat. So yeah, get Marakunda on him to make it even faster. And really, all you should be doing is try to get past this phase as fast as possible. If your social link with On or Ryuji is high enough, they have a chance to help you cure status ailments. So if you don't have enough relax gels, or you just don't care about the fear, well, one of them could help you at some point. I got really unlucky during this battle, and for some reason he kept getting fear on me even with the wild clogs on. So that's another big reason why you really don't need to have them. It's just nice to have them. And if you're scared, you could Tarunda him, but since he's not doing any damage to your main character, it really doesn't matter. But once you get into about halfway out of his first phase, he starts using Ma-Eiga, so he can actually ignore your spotlight during this time, and he's gonna start hitting the rest of your party members. So this is when you probably want that Tarunda, just in case, so that you could keep everyone nice and alive. And this is also when you can start using the Takemetic Alls to heal everyone if you don't have a strong enough party heal. Those items are definitely very, very helpful. But really, just continue to whittle him down and get him to his second phase, because that's when the fight actually starts. Another thing you should probably try to do during this phase is to try to save as much SP as you can on your main character and on Makoto, because Makoto is probably going to be your main healer with this party unless you have Morgana with you. The reason why is because Diorama is just way more important and way stronger than just regular Dia. And you also want to try to minimize the usage of items if you can. But yeah, there you can see the wild clogs actually working, which is nice because now I don't have to worry about fear during the Piggytron phase. And so as soon as you get that last hit in, he's gonna go ahead, fall down, and summon his piggy friend.
Let's go.
Now, the Piggytron is kind of intimidating at first and can actually hit pretty hard. So you definitely want to get Tarunda on him, especially when you're at a low level, because he can two-shot and one-shot a lot of your party members. Makoto tells you to keep everyone healed up because the Piggytron has some pretty hard-hitting moves, and she's correct. So the Piggytron has two main damage skills. He has the Metabolic Wave, I think, and that is a physical attack AoE to all your party members. Yeah, Metabolic Wave. This one, it's stronger than his other move, which is the Missile Party, and the Missile Party is the fire type move. And that's the reason why you can't bring Yusuke with you, because Yusuke is weak to it and he will just instantly die no matter what. And this is also why we have our Ignis and Crimson rings equipped. And what those rings do is it makes it so that you really don't have to worry about Missile Party at all, and you should just worry about the physical attacks. He also has that single target Ocular Vulcan, which you can use on your party members if you are too low level and you don't have that much HP, or you're not at full. Then he can kill you with that Ocular Vulcan, even with Tarunda on him. I think in my party he can only kill on with it, but if I put a Rakukaja on her, she can survive. If you want, you could throw a spotlight on your main character so that any Ocular Vulcans will go to him, and you can just have him stay on the Shiki-Ouji if you want. I also found that the Orthrus' double Fang does a lot more damage than the Shiki-Ouji's Sledgehammer, so that's something to keep in mind. Another good thing about Orthrus is that basically anytime the Piggy decides to use Missile Party, you get a free heal, so it saves some MP for Makoto. But yeah, try to keep Tarunda on him so that Metabolic Wave doesn't wipe you out. And if you can get Rakukaja on your party members, that's also going to be really nice.
There. I appreciate it.
Whether you want to stay on Shiki-Ouji and Orthrus is more of a personal call. If you feel like he's gonna Metabolic Wave, then you can switch to Shiki-Ouji, but I just find that trying to predict the AI is kinda not really that beneficial, and so I just decided to stay on the Orthrus for the most part. But during this, you want to stay as aggressive as you possibly can, so try to have Ryuji just focus on attacking, and try to have your main character also whittle down the pig as much as you can, and then just have the two girls heal. The reason for that is because you don't want this fight to become too extended. The longer the fight is, the less SP you're going to have by the end, and you will find that you'll probably run out of SP eventually at this level.
Let's go.
Getting burned on your party members honestly isn't that big of a deal. They take 25 damage at the end of each of their turns, and I think that's just about it. So I wouldn't waste a turn curing the burn. It will cure itself naturally. Just make sure that everyone is nice and healed so that they don't die. But once you do enough damage to the Piggytron, and it should be soon in this footage, the Piggytron will move into its super VIP form and have the boss mechanic.
Let's go.
Yep, here you go. So in the super VIP form, the Piggy prepares to roll over your entire party, and Kaneshiro foolishly decides to jump on top of it.
It transforms.
Now, originally I thought I could attack the Piggy and make Kaneshiro fall from that, but there's actually a much easier way to do it, and all you have to do is target Kaneshiro. Right now in the footage, it's me trying to figure out what to do, because this is like the first time I figured it out. And I went over to Marakunda to lower the Piggy's defense, and from that I noticed that, hey, you can actually target Kaneshiro now that he's out of the pig. And so all you have to do is go all out on Kaneshiro. If you drain all of his health before the pig rolls in 2 rounds, then, well, he's gonna fall over and you won't die. You definitely have to knock him down at this level, because even if you have Tarunda on the pig, your entire party will die, even if you're guarding. I think he does like 300 damage to everyone, even with Tarunda and guard up. I haven't tried it with Rakukaja on everyone, and it's possible that you might be able to survive if you have Rakukaja and the piggy is Tarunda'd, but it's just so much easier to just attack them, so there's really no reason to try to play defensively. Once you knock him down, he's just gonna fall over, and then you can go ahead and start whittling down the piggy again. And honestly, from this point on, the fight is pretty much the same. Eventually, you'll get the option to throw items at the pig when he does his VIP form. And what that is going to do is Kaneshiro is going to get greedy. He's gonna fall to his gluttony and basically get distracted by the expensive item, and you'll be able to delay the VIP form and get a few extra turns on him. So if you don't care about your items, then just throw some items once the option comes up. I use Ryuji because he throws the most expensive items, and that guarantees that Kaneshiro will be distracted. But other than that, Kaneshiro is really, really easy.
That's right.
What is that? It's got the shine of something icy. Go collect it, Piggytron! Right away!
If you care about your items and you're confident in your ability to do damage to Kaneshiro, then don't do this. Don't waste your items. Just attack him, and you'll be just fine. The reason why I started throwing items though is because I really was starting to run out of SP, and you'll see soon that I actually beat Kaneshiro with 0 SP on my main character. So watch out for your SP and throw items at your own discretion.
Sorry.
But honestly, if you get this far, you'll be just fine beating him. So just enjoy the rest of the fight, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Let's go.
This ain't half bad, yo. Maybe I can pick up a girl or two once I pawn this thing up.
Kaneshiro's completely engrossed. Attack him while he's off guard. It's only right that a moneymonger like him is destroyed by money.
Persona. Go down. Persona.
Get ready. Ha! Persona. Okay. Joker, you okay? Joker, you're hurt. Don't Let's go.
Come! Ravage them! Flip of Persona! Get wrecked!
Persona! How about this? Persona! All right, Queen! Beautiful
Persona!
job!
There! Persona! Ha!
Persona! Go! Persona! Okay.
Alright, Joker. Time to get that bastard looking up. Let's try throwing this.
What do you think of this, Joker? How about this?
Let's try throwing this. It's super expensive.
Persona! Shiki-Ouji! Alright. Flip of Persona! Ha!
Get ready! Eat this! Persona! Prepare yourself! Joker. Careful.
Come!
A big one's coming.
Orthrus! Ravage them! Persona! Eat this!
Persona! Go! Persona! No holds barred! Pay attention!
Persona! There!
Queen, you're in danger!
Persona!
Someone take care of her! Persona! This one! Woo! One more and I'm done for. Let's go.
Damn it! How dare you hurt my Piggytron so much! My Piggytron's gonna lose! No, that's impossible!
It's already been decided. You are going down. Okay, let's lure him with some kind of item.
Let's try throwing this. It's super expensive.
What do you think? How about that?
Let's try throwing this.
What do you think?
Let's try throwing this. It's super expensive. Leave it to me.
Go collect it, Piggytron!
We don't need to.
Let's go. You're mine. There we go!
Persona! Out of our way! Kaneshiro, attack him while he's...
Persona! There! Persona!
Let's try throwing this. That's right.
Go, go!
We don't need to.
It's time. Go down. What's up, Persona?
Get ready! Eat this!
What a skill.